Hey guys, I'm gonna tag some people. Um, okay, Cody's there. Tag some people, guys. I tagged the middle pusher, and so I should have at least 6 people in here. Yeah, tag your old man. I tagged Papaw. Okay. I guess I need to tag some more people, because there is Lance Armstrong. Okay, we got some people rolling in now. Sorry about the lighting. What I was going to discuss is, hang on, let me kick the light on. What I was going to talk about is the Pops Limb Liquor, the Pops Scrape Tonic, and got the Loose Moose 16-pound bag of minerals. And the first thing I was going to talk about, that I wanted to talk about with you all, was the Limb Liquor. I've had my hands on this stuff before, but I just got my own. It smells really fresh. One thing I noticed is the packaging's really nice. It's got a good spray. It's got a good spray bottle to it. Ooh, Lord, it's strong. The Scrape Tonic, I'm very interested in the Scrape Tonic also, trying it out. I'm thinking they said maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm thinking they said the Limb Liquor, like 3 to 4 squirts. Scrape Tonic, no, I'm not trying to drink, Cody. That's out. The Scrape Tonic, I think they said about 4 to 5 drops in a scrape. They have really good smells to them, guys. And before we head on to the more into the conversation, I want to thank James Holm for setting this up with Dave Chevalier. I appreciate Dave sending me out these products to check out, and we're going to do some product pictures for him, and then I'm going to, I'm thinking I'm going to put these in a different spot all by themselves for a different set that I'm making. I'm making a set all of it by itself. So I'm actually thinking about making scrape, making rub the Limb Liquor, and putting the minerals out all in one spot and sticking a camera on them and seeing what we do from there. I want to get some natural feedback for them. This company, they seem real great, guys. James knows a little bit more about this company. I'm just starting to get in with them and checking out their products, guys. But look here. This is their product. This is their product pictures, guys. And on their label, they have really good packaging. And on their label, they have year 1, year 2, year 1, year 2. They have very good result pictures. So that tells me, guys, that they've done their research, you know, and they've actually established themselves. They put the research on the ingredients in it, that, you know, and I like that, so that you actually know what the deer are getting, because it's not, guys, it's not rocket science how people are making these different mixes and minerals and things. It's just how you can get the deer to ingest the minerals in order to improve their horns, if you will, and make healthier bucks. So I'm real excited about this Pops Loose Moose. I want everybody to go over and check them out. I'm excited to get these things in a set by themselves and get a camera on it and see what kind of raw results I get. Cody, are you friends with Dave Chevalier? Can you tag him in this video? I want to see what kind of raw results I get from these off by itself. You know, we've got the buck stick information coming in. We've got the buck branch information coming in. We're going to have a rut stick information coming in. And so buck stick, it's in its own area. I've got some other minerals in some other areas. And basically, I want to give this Pops Loose Moose, I want to give it its own area, so that we can actually see the raw results of the limb liquor, the scrape tonic, and the minerals. Hang on, let me kick. There we go. Thank you, Jerry. Let me see how to tag. I want to make sure Dave sees this video, because I want him to know. I can't figure it. I don't know. Anyways, anybody that's friends with Dave, if you can't tag him in this, I'll tag him in it once it's posted. But I want to thank Dave so much for coming on board with Grace Outdoors, Pops Loose Moose, guys. Scrape tonic, the limb liquor. We're gonna give them all a. I wanted to see one more thing. I was looking to see if there was a bottle date, but the limb liquor I don't think. Yeah, okay. That might be something. Cody said my light guy's getting better, Jerry. My light guy's getting better. They said on my live, they said the light guy's getting better at keeping the light on. It's one of those motion deals, guys, and it's
Thank you.
It's annoying sometimes, but it saves on power. But guys, the scrape tonic, and I'll tell you all right now, this stuff, it'll either work or it won't. And that's why I want to get it off by itself and get it on its own separate camera, so that I can try the scrape tonic and the limb liquor and the minerals and get it off in an area that hasn't been touched yet, and go from there, because that's the only way. You can't mix different products and then expect to get the same results. So, like I said, it's going to be on its own camera in an area that hasn't had minerals or nothing out yet. I might show a setup video on how I'm going to set it up, what set I'm going to make out of it. The minerals, now I do always put minerals over corn. That's the way I do it. I never put raw minerals out. I don't know if you all do it differently. I put the minerals over the corn, so I won't use this whole 16-pound bag at one shot. I'll probably use 4 pounds of it at a time over a corn. But I'm pretty sure I've looked at the ingredients and all the different minerals and vitamins and things that's in this stuff, so I'm pretty sure it's going to do fine. The scrape tonic and the limb liquor, I'm really wanting to check that out and get that on its own camera, so that I get raw results in an area that hasn't had anything else in it to this point. Yeah, you can't use minerals in Michigan. We know you all been crying about that all year. And you know, you're all not going to like this, guys, at all, what I have to say about Michigan. I have a lot of people on staff that's in Michigan. I have a lot of people I know in Michigan. Guys, the only way you're all going to get bigger caliber deer, let them go and let them grow. I'm reading comments. That the old way of browning down, that's fine if you're meat hunting, but why can't you take a doe if you're browning down? I mean, just kill does. I mean, you don't have to go out just because it's got 3 on one side and 3 on the other, or whatever the law is. I'm not a fan of Michigan's laws, DNR. Like, we had, what was that, Jerry? What was that, 3 years ago that we just recovered from this, that blue tongue?
Yeah.
About 3 years ago, and you all have seen the bucks that I've had on pictures. The first year after blue tongue, if I killed everything that was walking, then you wouldn't have got the bucks that you get now. And I understand that is, and that's everybody, you know, that's private property. I've not hunted Michigan, but if you want to have bigger bucks, then you can't just kill everything walking. I mean, and if you're hunting for meat and it's your private property and that's what you do to survive, then go for it. That's your deal. I'm not going to tell you how to hunt. I'm telling you how, if you're going to manage a deer herd or manage multiple herds on bigger properties, you don't just go in and waylay everything, and, you know, it just don't work that way. So I know that's a hot button topic, and I'm not telling nobody how to hunt. I mean, you hunt your way, I'll hunt my way. But don't come to my property and just start smacking 2-year-old bucks that have potential in two more years of being a lot better and a lot, you know. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you just we called it blue tongue down here, but basically it's where they overheat. They go to water because they got a fever, and they drowned. They just convulse, and not a pretty sight. That really took our population down. So in this area, we started from scratch, and there's very few places that's recovering this quickly. Because in Kentucky, you're allowed, it don't matter what you're doing, you're allowed 1 buck. That's it for the whole year. If you tag out on the first day of archery on September 9th or whatever, or 7th or whatever it was, then you're done for the year. That's it. Besides killing does and then landowner tags for does. But it don't matter what you are, you get 1 buck tag per individual. And I don't know exactly how Michigan is, but Man, you all got some. There needs to be some legislation, and I mean, if I was the legislator, I would literally make Michigan where if it's not above 10 points, you can't kill it. Make it that law for 2 or 3 years. If it's not over 10 points, don't kill it. 5 and 5, and then go from there. You're all going to have to stand up and help yourselves, because I hate seeing the good hunters that's trying to preserve and trying to get nice bucks. You're all getting slapped down by people that's just killing the little 3x3s. And I understand if it's a kid or a first timer or something, but I don't know. I don't see the fun in that. And if you're gonna kill for meat, I'd rather have doe meat than I would buck meat for meat, anyways. Well, I'd rather have a yearling. That's just me. A backstraps off of a yearling, that's the best meat you'll ever get from a deer. So you all get 2 tags with 4 points or more on one side. That's crazy, Cody. Like, I don't see. And you think if you got a hunting camp and say there's 5 guys in there. Say there's 5 guys in there. Potentially that's 10 buck tags. If you had 10 good sized bucks, you could kill all 10 of them, and then what do you have left if you kill them in, say, archery before they're breeding? There's just a lot of things that need to be, that is crazy. That blows my mind. That blows my mind for the second buck. Okay. But the bad part is there's some really parts of Michigan. There's some really pretty parts of Michigan that could have some good hunting that I've seen. My friends have great pictures of bucks starting, but if it's not a group effort, or if you're hunting an area that's just in between people's property and all you're going to get is pass through, then you don't have the option of farming and growing them, because that's all you're going to get. Because if you don't shoot it, somebody else is going to. And I don't know. But I don't know why Michigan can't adopt like a Kentucky program. Kentucky's a sleeper state when it comes to deer. Indiana, Ohio. Look at these DNR programs that have been successful in the way they've worked them. How long's it been, Jerry, since anything's changed with our deer laws? It's ever since I was a little kid. All I can remember is it's never been more than 1 buck. It's one buck. That's all you get in Kentucky. It don't matter if you're a landowner or not. Now, doe tags, you can smoke a lot more does, but still you don't want to take your doe to buck ratio out. And a little something about this, guys, is as much as I like to harvest the deer, harvest a nice buck, a mature buck, or harvest does, to me, 90% of the fun of hunting is not even hunting. 90% of the fun to me is growing them, bringing them in, getting pictures of them, looking at them, watching them, working them. That's the fun of it to me. 10% of it's pulling the trigger or release or whatever. I mean, that's the small portion of it. And I was never raised that you just kill anything walking. That's not the way, that's not the way. 1 buck in Wisconsin with a bow. So in Wisconsin, my brother-in-law's hunted Wisconsin and stuff. Do you get an archery antler and an archery firearms, or in Wisconsin? 10 does in Georgia. 5 does a person until they are sold out in your county. Okay. Well, see, I don't know how it is in Michigan, but I don't know how we even got off on this whole big tangent. But in Kentucky, landowners... Was that a coyote, Jerry? No. Anyways, Yeah, you can do, and middle pusher. When I said that, I said if you can, you can, and if you can't, then you got to take what you can get. Um, but where you're hunting in the middle, you don't have no choice. If you don't smoke it, somebody else is going to. One tag and one doe tag, so it don't matter. It's like Kentucky. If you use your tag in archery, you're done for the year. If you use, landowner, I don't know what landowner tags go for. Or I don't know doe count and all that. Um, but one buck, one okay. And see, guys, everywhere is different. But like Wisconsin, look how Iowa does it. Now you think, I don't know how familiar you guys are with Iowa, but Iowa, you have to get your points. You don't just, when you're, they don't just let everybody. At least Kentucky let you, if you come and buy a tag, you can take a buck. When you're an outsider, a non-resident, things change. With like Iowa and Wisconsin, I think is more like Kentucky. If you buy the tag, it's there. But public land hunting is not really a thing in this part of Kentucky. Public land hunting, it's just it's not very good. It's not very. I wouldn't say it's not very good because we have a lot of public land, but it's not managed. And what is managed is like the woodland areas for duck hunting and stuff like that. They don't concentrate public land for deer hunting unless you go downstate Kentucky. Like now, you can get Fort Knox, Fort Campbell hunts, different things like that if you're veterans and all that. But everything is a lot of private property down here. So I don't know how it is in Michigan. It seems like Michigan seems like it's a lot of public land, and then when you do have private land, it's a lot of like when I was in the Army in North Carolina, they had the hunting leases where like 10 people would get together and have a hunting lease. So you'd have like a hunting club, I guess. But let's get back to the scrape tonic and the limb liquor and the whitetail mineral from Pop's Loose Moose. This stuff's going to be in its own set. It's one of those things that'll either work or it won't. They've got great results though, so I'm super happy to try it. I'm not saying it won't work. I'm just saying that until I see it work, it's not, Hey, David. It's a crapshoot on property, yeah. And I had a friend in Michigan that's trying to get in a hunting club, and apparently they're hard to get into hunting clubs up there. There's waiting lists and lines and whatnot, and that just blows my mind. But I'm not saying that Michigan don't have decent bucks. I'm just saying the decent bucks are a lot fewer and far between, because I've noticed on a couple of groups that I'm in that everybody wants to smoke everything walking. There is no way on this earth that I would shoot a spike in archery season. I wouldn't shoot a spike anyways, and that's not game management. And like, to each their own. And there's certain situations, like if you're hunting in between properties and you just have a small piece, well, if you don't shoot it, the next guy or the other guy will. So you have to take what you can get. Yeah. But to each their own. That's how you want to hunt. That's on you. If a kid, first timer, whatever. But who is anybody in here Has anybody got any feedback on the Scrape Tonic or the Limb Liquor? I'd like to talk about this stuff a little bit more than I would Michigan, because I'm probably bringing down a lot of heat. I'm going to get a lot of messages from Michigan people. Well, some Michigan people, they're going to be like, you can't say things about Michigan and how they hunt up there and blah blah blah. But I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends in Michigan, and they agree with how I think about it. So it's the ones that in Michigan that's not thinking about deer management. Wouldn't they want their kid or nephew or something to shoot a decent buck besides having to smoke a spike? I mean, you know, it's preserving. I just don't understand it. But James, have you put any of this Scrape Tonic out yet, or the Limb Liquor? Or you all can't? I forgot. You all can't use any lures. Dang. Well, I guess we'll have our first video of it. Because it's going to get its own dedicated camera. I'm lost in the conversation, Cody. But guys, I want to jump off here. The Scrape Tonic, it's Pop's Scrape Tonic, the Pop's Limb Liquor. You know, the Limb Liquor and the Scrapes and Rubs. It's by Pop's Loose Moose company. They also do minerals. We're very interested in trying their products, and I appreciate Dave Chevalier sending them out to me. And I think it's going to be a good thing for Grace Outdoors, and we're glad to make the contact. I'm really interested too in the minerals. You can actually get on their website and read all about it. I'm interested in trying both, Johnny. Both field and thickets. But I'm going to do one at a time so that I can have test results. Go to Pop's Loose Moose, P-O-P-S, capital, let me do it like this, capital P-O-P-S, capital L-O-O-S-E, capital M-O-O-S-E.com. And they're out of Carroll Ridge, or Holly, Michigan. Guys, get a hold of Dave Chevalier. You can get a hold of any of us at Grace Outdoors. We can try to get you hooked up with the right people to get you on some Pop's Loose Moose. The Scrape Tonic, the Limb Liquor, and the minerals. Once again, I'm going to show you all. Well, they have on their website, they have year 1, year 2, year 1, year 2 results from their minerals. And they're really good looking pictures. Yeah, guys, don't forget the raffle we got going on. Don't forget, come Wednesday, we'll have our masks and gloves in stock again. New production of masks. I'll do a video on them on Wednesday. So we got a lot of good stuff going on. Make sure you all check us out. Check our group out. Stay up to date on everything. I appreciate everybody's time. God bless this country, and God bless Donald Trump. You all have a good night.